What up, what up, what up, people? What's good? It's me, L Teddy 27 official. This is my Angry Teacher Chronicles. Why? Because I'm a teacher and I'm angry all the time. And these are my chronicles. Give me a chance to turn my hat around. Hold on. Alright, the hat is on backwards now. You can see me a little better. Alright. So let's talk about this mess that I just saw. Dear God. Dear Lord. The fact that I only have 2 pages worth of notes on this. And I take copious notes on everything. I ain't even told y'all what we're talking about. This is Chasing Dallas Season 2, Episode 7. Listen, y'all. I tend to take copious notes on everything. And the fact that I only have 2 pages of notes tells you how much there was, really. This was the most anticipated episode of this entire season. Arguably, of both first and this second season. And I only got 2 pages worth of notes. Ciao. We start off with just a mess. King Kane, he's going to go look at the venue that he's going to have his lingerie party at. And Ariel and Trey Howard come. Now, Trey Howard. Now, I know I had a chance to interview you with my other fellow panelists a few weeks ago. And we got to know you. But this now, maybe it was the magic of editing. And knowing that Reese G don't see it for you, I can see, and he's the executive producer, I can probably see and understand how and why it could have been edited this way. But this episode did not show you in a good light at all, honey. At all. By any stretch of the imagination. Love you down. But baby, it looks bad for you this episode. So you start off Trey Howard. He talked about this one night stand that him and King Kane had. And basically he said that he wasn't feeling it. So they agreed to just be friends. So, generally, let me tell you how these things work. I'm going to use this like it's my hair. If I have a one night stand with somebody and I tell you I just want to be friends, that means the sex was not good. So someone was lacking in the sex department. Was it Trey Howard and his bootay? Or was it King Kane and the dick? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. So, King Kane be bragging on his stroke game. He say his stroke game is legendary. But Trey Howard just said, baby, when we had that one night stand, it was a no from him, dog. So, I'm just trying. You need to clear it up, King Kane. Clear it up, honey. Trey Howard did start to throw a lot of shade, like at least from the editing. A lot of shade was thrown at Trey Womack from Trey Howard. A lot of shade was thrown. Unnecessary shade was thrown at Trey Womack from Trey Howard. Just telling you what I saw. Then Ariel says that Trey Womack has made it known that it's nothing to talk about. When he see Trey Howard, he's going to slap the shit out of him. Ariel said when she talked to Trey Womack said, listen, it's basically on site. When I see this whore, I'm going to slap the shit out that whore on site. So all this talking and coalescing and all of this meeting of the minds and these is for nothing. Because Trey Womack has already let it be said, bitch is going down. I don't know why King Kane at that point, now, King Kane, this is where I thought you should have been smarter. At that point when Ariel told you that, you should have said, you know what? This is my event, and I want my event to go off without a hitch. I don't give a shit what happens. Those two will not talk. Those people will not talk. Ain't gonna be no meeting of the minds. Ain't gonna be no summits. Ain't gonna be none of that stuff. Baby, we ain't gonna let them talk. You stay in your corner. You stay in your corner and let my event go off without a hitch. Y'all then take it home. And if y'all want to fight, y'all go meet at a field somewhere and get it down. That's how that should have happened. But King Kane seemed like he was okay with it. King Kane, love you, boo. Love you down. But I think that was a bad idea, not shutting that shit down from there. But it is what it is. Then they went on and on about the beef between King Kane and George. And I think at this point, we're all over the King Kane and George beef. We haven't seen them in the same room together since episode 1. They be shading each other back and forth. And at this point, y'all don't like each other. Let's keep it moving. Then we're at Trey Howard's all-white affair brunch. Markel and Reese came together. Now all of a sudden, y'all best friends. Y'all best friends all of a sudden like that. Just all of a sudden, just bam, y'all best friends. So there's no, you don't give us any of the in between. They gave us like a 3-second snippet of a conversation that they had, but we really don't get to see how exactly y'all got to the point where y'all throwing chairs at somebody, and now all of a sudden y'all ride with each other to this event. Let me help you understand something. A bitch got one time to throw a motherfucking chair at my back. Bitch, there's no more coming back from that. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a middle of the road Capricorn. I'm January 1st. Right in the middle of the Capricorn season. And how we Capricorns do it is, when I tell you, baby, that's it, we're done, it's no coming back. There's no meeting of the minds. There's no reconciling. There's no anything. Baby, it is done. And I don't know what the fuck that was, but when a bitch throw a chair at my back, we're not coming back from that. I'm sorry. But girl, if you like it, I love it. If it's good for you, it's great for me. Wouldn't be me. I'm just telling you. I wish a bitch would. Moving on. Somebody explain to me this blonde wig that Reese had on. Because it was real lopsided. Like, the left eye was covered by the little bang. The right eye was not. So I didn't know whether or not he was about to break out into the rap verse from Ain't Too Proud to Beg or Scrubs. Because I just don't know the way that left eye was, the bang was going over the left eye. Or if he was going to sing, How Could the One Who, How Could the One by Aaliyah or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If he was going to sing Back and Forth by Aaliyah back in the day when she used to have that one bang over the eye. I don't know what he was giving, but that wig needed to be straightened. I'm just saying. Ciao. It was a Mary J. Blige wig, but girl, it was off. It was kind of... Moving on. Then we had this commercial. If y'all don't stop trying to force feed down our throats them ugly ass sweatshirts and shit. Last week it was Premier. This week it's Reese. We don't want no parts of those shirts. Those sweatshirts are the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. The only thing that they are good for is a good bonfire. Okay? A good, wholesome bonfire. Unless it's that, baby, there's no use for those ugly things. Moving on. Then we had the lingerie party. Now, during the party itself, it looked like a good time was had by all. A good time was not had by my eyes because no one impressed me in the packaging department. Nobody made me go, ooh, girl, did you see what he was packing? Nobody's body was like, ooh, girl. I mean, Dior has a nice body. His boyfriend has a nice body, and I was glad to see them. But they didn't even give us a whole lot of them. And Dior, most of Dior's body was covered by the little boxing gloves that he had on, so you really couldn't see it. So other than Dior and his husband or boyfriend or whatever, nobody really made me go, ooh, girl. So, girl, it was a dud for me. I looked at all the packages. I went back and rewatched to make sure I ain't missed nothing, because I usually don't miss it the first time, but I went back just in case. Girl, nobody gave me nothing to look at. A mess. Then, King Kane, I love you down, sweetheart. But that black outfit with the little big ruffled, not ruffled, but big poofy shoulders blouse thing that you had. And y'all know I love King Kane down. And King Kane probably gonna eat me up and read me down for my review and get in my comments. King Kane know I love him to death. But it was, I did not like that blouse that black blouse with the little puffy little sleeve. It was a no for me. So let's get to this fight here. When this conversation was had, now they tried to leave. Trey Howard, Dior, his boy, they tried to leave peacefully and get it going. I don't know why, and this is how you know this was a concocted storyline. This whole shit is concocted, because when they tried to leave and there had been no skirmishes, everybody, you know, stayed in their corner, they should have allowed them to leave, okay? Reese, you come off as being full of shit when you was like, oh, well, y'all don't need to fight and y'all don't need to do this. When they were leaving, you were there. One of the people said, oh, well, y'all need to have this conversation. No, bitch. No conversation needs to be had. You knew, I guarantee you, Reese knew Trey Womack had no intentions on really talking to them. And when Trey Womack came out there, you could tell by his body language. If you try to talk to somebody and you know y'all got beef and you all up on them like this, because he was all up on them, he wasn't trying to fight. He was just waiting for the opportunity to strike. Now, let me tell you about the fight. Y'all go back and watch and let me know if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, all Trey Womack's energy was focused on Dior. Trey Womack didn't go after Trey Howard. Go back and look at that fight. Trey Womack was tagging on Dior. That's why when you look at the little clips, Dior's boyfriend is hot, because he wasn't even going after Trey Howard. When Trey Womack went and started swinging, all his energy went towards Dior. And I don't understand it. There's some backstory that we don't have, that we're not privy to, or otherwise I just don't understand any of it. That's why I feel the shit is concocted. Because you had all this smoke talking about the Trey Womack situation, and that it really was Trey Womack. And when it was time to fight, all his energy, and I went back and watched it a second or third time, was on Dior. He was tagging on Dior. And that's when you saw Dior's boyfriend and Trey Howard and different people started to jump in. I saw a little knot on the side of Trey Womack's head and stuff like that. But I need to understand, why was all of Trey Womack's energy on Dior if your beef is supposedly with Trey Howard? That means that either there's something we're not privy to that has happened between Dior and Trey Womack, or, and you still can't make me believe that this whole thing was not concocted and made up. This is a made up storyline. I'm done with it. And they stopped the episode in the middle of the fight. With all of that extra stuff that happens afterward, we ain't even get to see that mess. They talk about it's going to come out next week. And at this point, do I really care? I guess we'll be back next week. That's all I got for y'all. Until next week, that's all I got. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.